Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So super excited to have you here. So today I would be talking about 5 hacks that you can make sure to click stunning pictures on your iPhone or any smartphone. Right, so what are you waiting for? Let's get started. With the newer versions of iPhones that's launched every now and then, must say that the quality of the camera that you get in these are super amazing. And if you are on tight budget and if you don't want to invest on anything else apart from your phone, you can still continue to create few good quality content online. I'm very sure you know how to click a picture or a video from your iPhone, but here are few amazing tips that you can make use of to create amazing content online. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is the right camera setting. According to me, without knowing the perfect settings for in the camera, even though you have given your best to click the best shot, you may not get the best shot in terms of any pictures that you click from your iPhone. So it's super important that you stick on to these specific settings in case if you are very serious about the photography or the videography that you are shooting on. I know this would be a little too technical, but please follow along with me in order to make sure that you are using the right kind of setting in your camera settings. Okay, let's click the settings app. Once you are into the settings app, scroll down all the way to the camera settings. There you go. If you see, the grid option is by default switched off, right? I would suggest you to switch that on. Why should you do that? I would explain it to you by the end of this video, so please stay with me until the end of this video. The next section which I want to discuss is the formats. We have two formats over here, which is high efficiency and most compatible. High efficiency is specifically for Apple, but it takes a lot of storage space. There's no harm in selecting this option, but I would suggest you why you should not do that. Okay, the second option is most compatible. This is nothing but the JPEG format, which is used widely throughout the world. I would suggest you to keep this option, especially because you might have to transfer photos to others and not all may have an iPhone, right? So I would really suggest you to keep it to most compatibility and not high efficiency. Okay, so to go back, in case if you have to record a video, you see there are quite a lot of different options over here. If you are taking a video for any social media or for a serious photography or a videography, I would suggest you to keep it for 4K at 24 fps. And in case if you are shooting a video for something casual, I would suggest you to keep it to 720 pixel HD at 30 fps or 180p. So anything should be okay, because these takes a little space over to the 4K, right, because of the resolution that you get into. Okay, so the second thing that I want to talk about is how to set the right focus and exposure on your pictures. I will share an example in the scenario. In this example, what you see is a laughing Buddha, a Buddha with a plant on his head and a dragon, right? So if you see this picture, the iPhone is trying to focus on something, but you are not very sure as to what is it trying to focus on. Right. So in this kind of examples, if you try to click a picture, you might get a good picture. However, in case if you want to make sure that you are focusing on the right object, I wouldn't suggest you to do that. So in order to imagine if I have to focus on this dragon, what I can try to do is click on the dragon's face. Now you see the difference. The Buddha, laughing Buddha on the front is slightly blurred, right? So imagine if I move my hand over here, you would see that the focus is lost again, Right. So in order to make sure that even if you move your hand and the focus still remains constant, what you can do is click and hold on your screen for 2 seconds. Once you see this AEAF lock, you can remove your hand and adjust the brightness in case if you want to increase the brightness or decrease the brightness. According to me, this is good enough. And even if you move now, if you see that the focus is still on the dragon over to the Buddha in the front or the plant behind, right? So that's the magic of setting locking the focus and exposure. So if I click a picture now, the dragon's face is super clear and you see a little blurriness in terms of the Buddha in the front and the plant. Right, so imagine if I have to focus on the Buddha in the front now, which is the laughing Buddha. If you see here now, can you see the difference that the dragon and the plant behind is slightly blurred and you see a sharp image on the laughing Buddha, right? The same thing over here, you can increase the brightness so that the Buddha is bright and prominent enough, and now even if you move, the focus is still over there and you can click a good picture. So if you see the examples here, do you see the difference here now? The second picture has the Buddha, laughing Buddha, which is nice and sharp and clear, whereas the dragon and the plant behind is slightly blurred. But if you see in this picture, you see the dragon is nice and sharp enough and the laughing Buddha and the plant behind is slightly blurred. So that's the kind of functionality that you have over iPhone, and I would really encourage you to make use of it. Keep exploring on different objects, keep trying different angle so that you can make sure to get a better view of the object that you are trying to capture, or even people around. Yeah, so yes, that's about it. Okay, so the third thing that I want to talk about is about burst mode. So now what is burst mode? Burst mode is a series of pictures that are taken with the rate of like 10 frames per second, and how to click those pictures, I would let you know in the example below. Launch the camera app on your iPhone, frame the scene that you want to capture as normal, and just tap and hold the shutter button to do burst mode capture until you are done, and then release the shutter button to get a burst mode pictures. Okay, so once you are done with clicking on burst mode, you can go to your camera app and you would see this screen where you have clicked the burst mode pictures. If you see on the left, you would see the burst mode was able to click 55 pictures within a matter of 5 seconds, right? So if you see on the top section, you would see a select option. Click on that. When you do that, you would see all the 55 pictures that the burst mode was able to click on, right? So you can choose the one which you really liked in these 55, or you can just discard in case if you didn't like it. So in these pictures, I liked couple of them. Let me select the ones which I liked. It would be this one. Click the tick mark so that it knows that you have selected that picture. And if I have to go next, it would be this one, and this one is good too. I'm spoiled by choice. I think I like these two as well. Okay, so once you have selected all the pictures that you liked, For now, if you see, I have selected 6 pictures out of the 55 burst mode pictures. All that you need to do is click on the done button, and it would give you a permission pop-up whether you want to keep all the pictures or do you want to keep only the 6 of the favorite ones, the one which you have clicked on. So you can click on the option of keep only 6 so that you can select only the ones which you liked over there. So I would select keep only 6 favorites, and then in case if you go into your camera section now, you would see only those 6 pictures which you liked in your camera section. Okay, so the fourth thing that I want to talk about is different camera options. I know we all love taking selfies and clicking videos over selfie mode, but please understand that the camera that you have in the front section of your phone, which is the selfie camera, is of a lower resolution compared to the camera that you have at the rear end, right? So in case if you are shooting something for your social media or for something very serious photography or videography, then please make sure to utilize your rear camera instead of the front camera. Yeah, because those are best in terms of resolution and quality of the pictures or the videos that you shoot. Okay, so now the fifth thing that I want to talk about is how you can use your built-in editing option that you have on your iPhone. In order to explain that, I can give you a scenario and explain that in the example. So before talking about the basic editing tips on iPhone, let me talk about the grid option which I spoke initially in this video. If your grid section is switched on and if you open the camera, you would see these two horizontal and vertical lines in your camera app. So if you place the subject towards the intersection of these, then it's bound to have a clear clarity in terms of image. Imagine I have to click a picture. Instead of clicking a picture, keeping the object in the center, imagine if I click a picture where I'm keeping the subject towards 1/3 of the screen, right? So that's the rule, 1/3 rule of photography that I was talking about. Always make sure to have your subject towards the one part of the screen so that you can see the subject as well as the background behind the subject, so that your eyes would go towards every angle of the picture and not just the object which you want to highlight on. So that's a pro tip over there. Okay, now that you know about the rule of thirds in photography, let's get into the built-in editing features that we have in any of the iPhones. If you see this picture, it's slightly dull and can be improved, right? So as this, you have this built-in option. If you go into edit section, all that you would see is a magic wand in case if you want to select the exposure, brilliance, highlights and many different options. But imagine if you select the magic wand, it would do all the editing for you. Do you see the difference now? The background is slightly brightened and the exposure is set to the right number, and so as your picture has that a great effort, right? So I would really suggest you to do that. If you see, you also have these kind of filters in iPhone, but I wouldn't suggest you to use that because for me it kind of looks a bit artificial, right? So select the normal option itself, and in the brightness section you can use this magic wand and make sure that you are editing the pictures using the built-in function. So when I do done, you see the difference over here. Now you can make use of in order to give that little edge on the pictures that you are clicking. Okay, Once you have understood all of these concepts, nobody would even believe that you have clicked these pictures on your smartphone and not on any of the DSLR cameras. Yeah, so in order to make sure that you have completely understood the tips that I have shared over here, I would like to give you a challenge. You just need to take a picture like how you usually do, like a pre-picture, and the post picture would be based on the tips that I have shared today, with the right set of focus, with the right set of exposure, and show me a pre and a post picture and tag me on Instagram, which is tagged over here. Yeah. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I would be super happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was helpful. Please make sure to like and subscribe my video. It would really mean a lot to me, and also meanwhile motivate me so that I can make more and more videos on the similar lines. Yeah, thank you so much.